What is going on YouTube? McFlurpies here, coming at you with my episode 2 of playoff cards I would like to see. And today I'm bringing you the NFC defensive edition. So this is the second part of my series. Next up will be AFC defense and then NFC offense. I'm sorry for not posting in a while. My mom's kind of been sick and been living in a quotes, I guess, in the computer room, so I haven't been able to get on the computer to do the graphics for these series, but hopefully I'll be able to dish more out before the weekend, and hopefully I'll be able to end this series before the weekend. But let's hop right in. Now for the Arizona Cardinals, I chose Larry Foote. Now one of the main things I like to focus on these cards are trying to pick people that don't really have the best cards and are underrated and deserve it. So I picked Larry Foote. He played 15 games, had 61 total tackles, 2 sacks, a fumbled recovered, 1 interception, and he's 34 years old. Although he's technically a little too old and doesn't put up the best statistics, Larry Foote's probably one of the most consistent players on that Cardinals defense, especially with Darnell Dockett out. He was a former Steeler, so I guess I have some love for him, but he's only an 87 overall in my opinion. Not an amazing card, but he's really one card that deserves an upgrade, but hasn't really gotten one. So let's hop into the next one. First off, let me just start by saying I know these defensive ones are going to be a little bit shorter because there's not really much to talk about. I can't really give my opinions. I really don't watch NFC games either. I only really watch the Seahawks, but we'll get into that when we get there. For the Carolina Panthers, I chose Luke Kuechly. Now I know Luke Kuechly already has a lot of cards, but he's such a beast, especially with all these secondary changes and stuff going on in Carolina. Luke Kuechly has definitely maintained his captain presence, and he has so many just great games. 16 games played, 99 total tackles, 3 sacks. He forced 1 and recovered 1 fumble. He had 1 interception, and he was named to the 2014 Pro Bowl. Now Luke Kuechly is just an absolute tank, and I know he does have good cards, like I said, but there's really not many other options I can choose. But let's hop into the next one. Okay, for the Seattle Seahawks, I chose Bruce Irvin, and I really do like the Seahawks. They're definitely my second favorite team, even though I don't really have a second favorite team. If I had to choose another team, it would be them, and it's not because I'm a bandwagon. It's actually a funny story. Before even Shaun Alexander was on the Madden 2007 cover, Burger King had this promotion where, I guess whatever their Happy Meals were called, they gave out little mini NFL jerseys, and I really wanted a Heinz Ward one because obviously I was a huge Steelers fan back then, and I would always cry because I would never get it. I would get like stupid like Titans ones or whatever the other ones were, or Vikings. I think it was Adrian Peterson back then. But I was like 6 or 7, so I don't even want to hear in the comments your little bitch for crying. But I remember one time pulling a Shaun Alexander out of this Burger King pack, and I'm like, who the hell is this? And I'm like, oh wait, he's got the same last name as me. Yeah, my last name's Alexander. And my little sister, well not my older sister, but at that time she's like, oh that's your cousin. So I honestly thought Shaun Alexander was my cousin when I was 6 years old, and that made me a big Seahawks fan, and I really do like them now, but I mean they're not really my second favorite team. You can't really have 2 favorite teams. Still Steelers Nation to the death, but if I had to pick another team, it'd definitely be the Seahawks because Shaun Alexander. Okay, that's my little story, but Bruce Irvin, I already know he has a great fantasy card. I believe it's a 94 overall, but Bruce Irvin had a breakout season this year. He played 15 of the 16 games, 24 total tackles, 6.5 sacks, a forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. Last year, I mean, Bruce Irvin, yeah, he was out, he was whatever, but this year he definitely proved himself as one of the better players. I mean, everyone on the Seahawks is just consistent, and their most well-rounded depth chart in the entire NFL. Like, they're the most well-rounded team in general. They're so disgusting. Their defense is just locked down, and Bruce Irvin just adds another aspect to that lockdown defense, especially with the fact that Byron Maxwell, I always get him confused. Yeah, Byron Maxwell might actually be leaving for the Steelers. I'd love to see that. Maybe I'll make a video on some draft picks I'd like to see or free agent moves I'd like to see. But yeah, Bruce Irvin definitely deserves a playoff card in my opinion, because he really definitely had a breakout season. I think it really did help out the Seahawks. I'm sorry, I'm like losing my voice and I'm tired, and just a lot of stuff's been going on, so like this monotone recording is really just I'm sorry about that, guys. But let's hop into the next one. For the Detroit Lions, we have DeAndre Levy. Now, whether it's pronounced Levy or Levy, I did have a teacher spelled last name the same way, and her last name was pronounced Levy, so I'm just going to call him Levy. He has 16 of the 16 games played, 116 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 1 interception. Now, 116 tackles, like, Levy's just a tank. He can tackle everyone. He's one of your sure-handed tacklers, if that really makes sense. I mean, he's a great run stuffer, but the one aspect that makes Levy one of the better left outside linebackers in the NFL is his ability to cover people, whether it's zone or man. He's definitely better than a lot of other people, especially in Madden. You can just check his stats. I mean, that's really how you can base it off, by his zone coverage. But let's hop into the next one for the Cowboys. We have Rolando McClain. Now, where do we start on this guy? 13 games played, 65 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, 2 retirements, and replaced Sean Lee. Now, I know Justin Durant technically replaced Sean Lee, but Rolando McClain basically was there. Oh shit, we lost Sean Lee in OTAs. We need another aspect to our defense that's going to help us extend our season and, you know, break out of the mediocrity that we've been having recently at 8-8 seasons for the past few years. So Rolando McClain came out of retirement, comes to the Cowboys, and proves himself as one of the better linebackers in the NFC. I mean, he really didn't have an amazing year, but coming out of retirement, you know, that's really a great feature by him, and I'm kind of proud of him, no homo, but like, yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's really a great story, Rolando McClain. I mean, everyone just gave up on him, and you know, he comes out of retirement and he proves everybody wrong. But let's hop into the next one. For the Green Bay Packers, I chose Julius Peppers, and I gave him a 97 overall. I mean, I kind of had to because his flashback card for the Panthers has a 96. I mean, maybe you can make them both 96, and the Panthers have higher speed, but then the Packers have more, like, of the statistics in more of the skills, I guess, like finesse move and all that stuff, because, you know, he's now a veteran and he's going to get better in those aspects. But he played all 16 games, 29 total tackles, 7 sacks, 3 fumbles recovered, 4 forced, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. This was an absolute beast year for Julius Peppers, who came from the Bears, I believe, in free agency. You know, Julius Peppers has always been great, and a lot of people thought his time was going. You know, his time was ticking, but as a veteran, you know, he did come in clutch for the Packers. Hopefully, he'll be able to help them achieve a Super Bowl. And like I said, guys, I'm really sorry for this monotone commentary. I mean, I'm sorry. There's not really much else I can say. There's really no excuse. I've been having a long day. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I've been so busy with school and stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode 2 of my NFC defensive playoff cards that I would like to see. And if you guys want to see the next part, let me know. You guys got me 50 plus likes on the last video, and I only asked for 10 to 15. So that was definitely overwhelming. It was awesome to see you guys support. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. McFlurpies out. Peace.